Hey guys, welcome back. Chili Sports Cards here. I got a. This is gonna be a video that I'm gonna be doing two things in. I'm gonna be opening up these packages right here. I've got some more stuff in the mail recently, and what I'm gonna be talking about after I'm done opening these up is I'm gonna be talking about the storage of cards. This is gonna be part two of my 3 series special. I told you guys that I was gonna be talking about storage of cards. Basically, you learn about baseball cards and you learn the basics about them, and you decide you wanted to start collecting. And depending on what kind of collector you want to be, maybe you just want to be an all-around collector, maybe you're a team guy, you want to buy, say if you're an A's fan, you want to buy some Matt Chapman stuff, some Matt Olson stuff, some old Mark McGwire stuff, whatever have you. You want to be that type of collector. There's lots of different types of collecting out there. There's even people that collect checklists. So I mean, it just depends on what you want to collect, what you want to buy. So, but I'm going to teach you guys how to properly store them today, after I get through some of this mail. So, 4 packages. You guys know who I like to buy, so it shouldn't be too surprising for most of you what I'm getting. This is one, believe it or not, I actually didn't have in my personal collection. That's a Barry Bonds 1986 Topps Traded rookie card. Barry Bonds also has rookie cards that are 1987, but if you look in the Beckett, they don't consider the 87 a rookie card in the Beckett. They actually only consider the 86s, which is kind of silly. But I didn't have one of these. It's an 8, which is near mint to mint. For being a card that's over 33 years old now, I'll take it. I'm gonna submit actually some cards into Beckett tomorrow, but I did all the paperwork in one of my older videos, and these slabs aren't cheap, guys. I mean, to pay for the subgrades and in this kind of case, you can tell it was pretty recently graded. I mean, it's like $25 a card. It's not cheap, and I think I picked up this card for $5 plus tax and stuff. So basically, I played for the slab, and I got a free Barry Bonds rookie card. So I really believe that he's gonna get into the Hall of Fame. Maybe not next year, but his final year, I think that he will. And I think once that happens, I really, really, truly believe that things in the hobby will start to change drastically with his prices. And he's really a bargain right now. So he's the greatest of all time. So everybody really, really, I'm gonna save this one for last, because that one, to me, out of all the purchases that I've made recently, that one's probably my favorite. So and it's not a huge dollar card or nothing like that. So I'm gonna get to them all, but that one was my favorite. So anyways, I got my next package out right here. This is how you properly ship cards, guys. Perfect. They use the blue tape, the cardboard, top loaders. Couldn't ask for a better way to ship cards. So these are Nolan Arenado cards. I think this is a 2020 card. It's got the 1985 back. This is going to be perfect for comparing statistics, because that's something I want to do with Mike Trout and him, and just go over it, because if you look at his statistics, I mean, they're amazing. This is the 2019 Topps Chrome update. This is the green refractor. I'm not a huge fan of the green, but it is numbered to 99. They're easy to grade, pretty solid product. And these refractors are actually more rare than the autos. So I don't know if Nolan Arenado has an update Chrome auto, which I don't think that he does, but yeah, those are pretty rare in that product. So I like the Topps Chrome update a lot. I thought it was a really cool set, and I think that the prices of them eventually will go up. Right now they're pretty cheap, so that's why I'm buying them, just because I like them. I like the product a lot. I opened up quite a bit of it, and I liked it a lot, man. Those refractors are not easy to get, so especially the players that you like. You're looking to pull a refractor of Mike Trout or a big name. Chances are not going to get the player you want. And I bought a regular refractor, and now I'm looking for the X Fractor just to complete the set, maybe a blue one. And these are like $4 or $5 cards at max, so it's not like it's a lot of money that I'm spending right now on this stuff. This is a pretty cool one for me. Everybody that watches my channel knows that I like the jersey cards a lot. So this is a Panini Immaculate. It's got two things of jerseys right here. It's numbered to 25. Nolan Arenado. It's a 2019 $5 card. So you got $5 card, $5 card. For both of these cards, I think I spent about $5, $3. Not super valuable cards, but the Bonds is definitely nice, man. I didn't have one, so the Topps traded Tiffany ones are real expensive. They're still going for a lot of money. So if you have the money to spend on a Tiffany, I definitely recommend getting one right now, because when he gets into the Hall of Fame, those cards are going to be way up. So this one I was really excited about. I don't know if you can tell what's in it already by the outskirts of it. But I'm going to open it up and show you guys. So, just the way that this card looks. We're talking about the card itself. I think the card looks amazing. It's a really cool card. They did a really good job wrapping this up and protecting it. Very professional as far as the bubble wrap. I'm having a hard time. See, the Scotch tape is there, but I don't even care because it's not touching the actual plastics. It's on the bubble wrap, and I'm fine with that. So, okay, I'm gonna set it right there for a second while I put my stuff away. So here it is. It's a PSA. You know, PSA is PSA. I don't have nothing bad to say about them. It's not my choice to send in, but it's a Bowman Chrome. It's a black wave. You know, it's got the black borders, and they look virtually perfect as far as like the edges. There's no type of you know, damage on it whatsoever. Got a 9. I'm guessing that it maybe got a 9 because the back might be a little off-centered or something. I'm not sure. Maybe the surface had a little something in it. I don't know, but if you just take a look at this card and you see the border and you see how it matches the jersey in that purple and black, and the purple and black on the Rockies, I think this card is just tits, man. It looks amazing. I mean, I always like to compare prices when it comes to Nolan Arenado or Mike Trout. If there was a black wave refractor like this is not numbered, by the way, but it's one of the more valuable waves, because I think there's a couple different kinds. There's a silver wave that's numbered to 25, and that's the most valuable one. But the way that this card looks, man, it just pops. It's got a bunch of like, oh man, that's just sick, dude. It's just an awesome card. I think I spent like about $50 on it. But like I said, going back to the Mike Trout stuff, if there was a 2011 Bowman Chrome, you know, black wave refractor like this, PSA 9, PSA 10, because the Bowman Chromes, the basic Bowman Chrome Mike Trout card goes for, you know, about $500 raw, not even graded. A graded 9, you know, Bowman Chrome, you're talking about 700, somewhere around there. You're talking about a graded 9 refractor, you're looking at, I don't know, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. And then take it a step further, you got like this black wave one that's more rare than a regular refractor. You're looking at probably a $2,500 card. You know, in Mike Trout 2011. Obviously, this is not Mike Trout, and it's Nolan Arenado, and it's 2013. But I don't think the print runs are much different. And I'm telling you guys, Nolan Arenado, his stats the last, you know, however many years, I mean, they're just been. I'll take a look at this 2020 card. Just go over it one more time with you guys. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got 41 home runs last year. His average was 315. RBI is 118. Not many stolen bases. His slugging percentage was really good, 583. He had 62 walks. He struck out 93 times, which is less than 100, which is not bad. He had the at-bats, almost 600, 155 games. Almost had 200 hits. I think last year and 2017 were probably his best both years. Last year in the National League, the 38 home runs, that actually led the National League in home runs. Just an amazing player, man. I don't know how long it's going to take for people to realize, but his stuff is going to go up, and he is going to reach Mike Trout prices at some point. I can almost guarantee it. The guy plays third base. He doesn't play outfield. When you talk about his offensive numbers plus his Gold Gloves and how well he plays third base, it's a no-brainer, man. He's an amazing player. So, anyways, yeah, I really look for that card to be a huge card in the future. You know, and I like the player. I think he's really awesome, and I wouldn't mind holding on to some of the stuff that I'm buying of his, but if some of those cards reach my Trout prices, I'm not going to hold on to them. I'm going to sell them. I'm investing in it right now. As much as I'd like to keep them all, but they're just baseball cards, you know. They're, you know, that's what they are. They're baseball cards. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as an example for the grading, along with this one right here too. Talk about storage of cards. So let's start talking about that. Basically, you have top loaders, right? And you have penny sleeves. That's the basics. The penny sleeves and the top loaders, they come in different sizes, okay? Depending on the thickness of card that you have, you know, you want to get the right size. So you have to, you know, do a little bit of research on what you're buying, and you know, depending on the thickness of the card. If you have something that's basic like this, like a old paper card, you're just going to want the basic size. If you have a local card shop around you, you know, if you need help buying the plastics that you need, you know, I definitely recommend going in there. You know, different cards have different thicknesses. For example, this Panini Immaculate right here, I guarantee, like, look how thick this card is, and then look how thick this card is. You see the difference? So obviously this is going to have a different type of size that you need for this top loader. Look at how fat this top loader is. It's huge. It's a really thick card. There are these little upper deck things that I've seen that actually have the thickness of the cards. Most of like the jersey cards are like a 60 gauge or a 60 point, whatever you want to call it. And it's a good reference tool. If you want to get one, you could probably go onto like Upper Deck website and order one. It's probably like $1 or something. Just keep it in your wallet. That might be a useful tool, you know, for you. So anyways, that's the most, you know, common thing that people do with their sports cards is they keep them in decent top loaders, you know, good plastics. Nice new clean plastics are nice for, you know, your viewing pleasure. You know, you don't want to, you know, obviously you're not going to buy used ones unless you buy the card and it comes like that. But so yeah, that's the most basic type of thing. There are also these flimsier type, and these are cool, you know. There's a couple different styles of these, like an Ultra Pro or whatever. Some of them are a little bit more flimsy. But if you're sending in cards to PSA, they usually want you to use this type of card saver. And I've never sent anything into PSA, but I know that that's how they like it. They like them in these type for whatever reason. I don't know what reason that is, but keep that in mind if you're sending in stuff to PSA. If you're ever going to send in cards to PSA, I just recommend you definitely give them a call and make sure that you're doing everything that they want you to do, because you know, you don't want them to return your, you know, your send in thing. So also, I mean, they literally make harder plastics and protection for just about anything. Okay, this is a very large card here. It's like a 5x7 size. See how much bigger this card is, and it's in like a top loader. You know what I mean? And it actually has the plastic sleeve for it inside too. It looks a little wrinkly and looks like garbage actually, but this is how I bought this, and I kind of bought this for this video. You know, any type of size, you know, thing that they make, you can protect. So if you go onto the website, you know, Ultra Pro or whatever it is, you know, you're going to be able to find what you're looking for. You know, if you want to buy a card like this, hopefully whoever sends it to you sends you, you know, it protected like this and not just, you know, in cardboard taped up or something like that, because you don't want to get the card messed up. That's a pretty cool card. They only made 10 of these. It's like a box topper type deal. It is a rookie card, you know. I think cards like this are kind of cool for like older people. You know, somebody that's a big Mets fan, you know, that likes Pete Alonso. Somebody that his eyes don't work as good anymore. You know, he doesn't want to look at a little card. He wants to see this, you know, nice big card. He can read nice and easy. To me, that's kind of what these are for. Or if you just want to, you know, use it for decor or something like that. Obviously, you know, traditional cards are much smaller, you know, so you're looking at these, you know, side by side, and you're like, wow, that's a big card. Well, it just goes to show you that they make everything. I don't know if I want to actually go into their website or not. I could. Nah, I don't really need to. But yeah, just telling you guys, I mean, literally anything you want, they make, okay? So, feel free to visit their website, you know, Ultra Pro, and check it out. I mean, anything. There's cards that are books, like booklets. I don't have one on me. I don't own a card like that. But they make the one touches longer. If you don't know what a one touch is, let me find one for you. Let's see. This is a if you watch videos and they're talking about a one touch, this is a one touch. Basically, back in the day, they used to have these, but they had like little screws in them, and you had to have a screwdriver to take them apart and stuff like that, or put them, you know, together. They started making these probably about 15 years ago or so. I'm not sure exactly when, but they're really, really cool. The way that these work, basically the cards go in, and then it has these little tabs. Yeah, and they make these in different sizes for different, you know, cards. If you wanted to get like one that fit this, it's like the basic gauge. It's like a 40, 35 or whatever, 35 point. This is a jersey card. It's much thicker. So I got this in a 100 point. I probably could have got the 60, and it probably would have worked better because it's a little loose. But I knew that it was a little bit thicker than most jersey cards. Probably not like this one. This one would require probably a thicker one than the 100 gauge. So, yeah, you know, I mean, if I wanted to go put this in a one touch, I'd take this card down to the card shop and say, hey, you know, I want a one touch for this. Can I get the right size? And then you look at it and say, yeah, you know, it's probably this size. And he'd open the you know, the plastic that this comes in. It looks something like this. You know, Ultra Pro. It's in there like that. And he would open it up and he'd put the card in and say, yeah, that works good, or whatever. Or, oh, no, you need a smaller one. And he wouldn't probably charge you for both or anything like that. He'd probably just give you the one you need. So, anyways. So that's what a one-touch is. It's a very popular item. A popular thing that people use. Especially if you're expecting to maybe pull something really nice out of a box or a pack. You know, you want to have a couple of these ready to go. That way, you know, they're just nice. So, also another way, and this is a method of storage of cards that I don't recommend. It's not a bad way to go about it, but it is a way. We're going to be talking about binders. If you do decide you want to get a card binder and then the pages for it, you guys want to make sure that you get the right type of binder. You want to get a big fat D-ring binder, and you also want to make sure that it's made for cards. You don't want to just get any kind of school binder, because you're going to end up damaging your cards if you put in any kind of funny type of binder. So you want to go ahead and get something similar to this. This is a Ultra Pro binder. It's made for sports cards. Okay, the rings that are in it, like this right here, that's called a D ring. Okay, and that's very important because of the way that the it sits in there, you know, the way when it closes. And so yeah, this is a binder that I had from childhood. And that's just a really old Reds card. It's not a big deal, but cards that I had when I was a kid, you know, old Derek Jeter cards. And this kind of goes back to the collecting aspect. Like you know, obviously I was a player collector. And then we're getting into some other different type of Yankee stuff. It was Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, and then these were a really cool set. I think it was like an 04, 05 Yankees Classics, and I had a lot of fun opening these. And basically, I just put them all in a binder, collect the whole set type of thing. So, and then you get into some more Yankee players here, some more Yankees, just different Yankees, because Yankees had a big market, and their cards are worth a lot. Got some Mariano Rivera's in here, some A-Rods, some more A-Rods, some rookie cards in here. None of these cards are super high value cards. They're just basically, you can tell I'm kind of like a player collector. Here's some Roger Clemens. Here's some Albert Pujols, Adam Dunn. I have a couple really nice Adam Dunn cards. These are back cards. They're pretty cool. I really liked Adam Dunn a lot. He was really cool with King Griffey Jr., so that's why I liked him so much. Ryan Howard. Here's some Vlad Guerrero. And these aren't, in my entire collection or anything. I have more cards than, of these players, but it's just one binder, so, here's some Maddox cards. He's got some with the Cubs. I like Jake Peavy a lot, so I kind of put a little collection head together. This is just all stuff that I pulled, Big Poppy, some rookie cards in the back, Manny Ramirez, stuff that I bought in 05, But so yeah, it's kind of cool to do it like this because you can kind of see your collection pretty relatively easy, and you can see them all, pretty quickly. You just flip through them gently, and then take a look at what you got, and it's kind of cool. But for the actual, keeping them protected and damage-wise, this is not the best way to go. They're not the best protected in this scenario. Over time, you're going to move this binder a lot, and then, you're going to put stuff on it, or, just, if you're not going to keep the binder in a real safe spot where it can't fall over, and you're not taking super good care of it type of thing, then it's not the best scenario. And you want to, you want all your cards to be as tip-top shape as you can have them. So it's definitely an option. You can keep your cards like that. I obviously have, a couple of them myself, and mainly that was childhood collection stuff and stuff that I'm not going to get rid of. So anyway, so there's that, So we talked about the top loaders, we talked about penny sleeves, different size penny sleeves, different size top loaders, different types of top loaders, the one touches. We talked about booklets and anything that any size you want, they have it. This company right here, Ultra Pro, they are pretty much the head honchos. They make the best quality stuff that you can buy as far as the basic top loaders and penny sleeves and stuff like that. Go to their website, you can order as much as you want. One of my buddies on YouTube, Guns and Collectibles, he did a video about the one touches that had the black border, so they kind of look like this, the SGC. Those are really cool, and they sell those in different sizes as well. So yeah, just make sure that you guys take good care of your cards. Make sure that they're, maybe when you're opening up stuff, like if it's chrome stuff or stuff that fingerprints real easy, maybe wear some gloves and that type of thing. Just be careful about how you handle them. Even just putting a card in a penny sleeve can really mess it up. It's not something that's super easy to do. It's not hard. The more that you do it, the better you get at it. So when you do it, you want to make sure that you open up one of the sides on the top really nice and easy. You put in a part of the card, and then you kind of just slide it in super gently, tap it in, and then you put it in the top loader, and that's how you do it. It's not real hard. Remember that this video is for beginners, so that's why I'm going, back to the basics of cards and just the basics of everything. This is not going to be a video that's, for somebody that knows about stuff. So it's kind of for beginners. So hopefully I taught you guys what you need to know about storing your cards and keeping your cards as good, as conditioned as you can. The last thing I want to talk about is the grading. And I've done lots of videos about grading and talking about that type of stuff. And in all the videos that I've made, I've talked about these major three companies, how they're basically the top three. You always want to use one of these three companies. There are other companies that do it, and you don't want to use them because they're just not as good. The resell on them is just not there. Basically, like a card like this. Okay, this one right here. Nothing against GMA. I actually think they're doing a pretty good job and doing good work, and I think that might change for GMA. But there's other ones out there that you want to stay away from. So any kind of card that looks like that, this is called a slab. Okay, you have your top loaded cards and you have slabs. The slabs are very important because the reason that they're so important is because if you're buying cards online on eBay, you don't know what you're going to get if you buy a card like this. You don't know if the corners are going to be wrecked to hell. You just don't know. You can see pictures, but until you actually get the card in with your naked eye and you actually really look at it, you don't know what you're going to get. When you buy cards that are graded like this, you know what you're going to get. It's telling you, what you're going to get. And a lot of cards today are sold online on eBay. It's like the biggest marketplace for them. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you're buying, the good quality card that you want. And the graded cards are a perfect way to do that. Because you're going to know what you're getting. It tells you. I'm trying to look right now for another kind of oddball example. I know I have a Funny McGuire one that I bought just for these type of videos. So I'm going to go ahead and look for that real quick. Give me a second here while I look around. For anybody that's new into collecting, I can tell you my opinion of which one that I like the most. I truly like the SGC the most. But I will say that they're not the best case scenario all the time. They're just not. And the reason for that is and as much as I hate to admit it, the PSA resale, PSA is not going anywhere. They've been involved with some, bad scandal stuff, in the not so recent history. I don't really want to talk about it too much because I just don't feel like it's necessary anymore. However, it is what it is. But, PSA, as far as like their resale, on their cards, it's second to none. And if you're talking about PSAs, 10s, they're awesome. PSA 10 is always going to sell higher than a SGC 10. I don't know if that's going to be like that forever, but a PSA 10 like this, if I had a PSA 10 like this and I had the exact same card with the SGC is not going to sell for as much as the PS10. It's just the way it goes. PSA is so popular. Here's a nice little SGC 10. There's two different types of SGC 10. So you got the 10 Gem Mint and you have the 10 Pristine. I only have one 10 Pristine. I think it's like a Mike Trout card. I don't have nothing to say like bad about PSA as far as buying cards that are graded PSA already, but I personally won't send anything into them. That might change in the near future. I'm not too sure exactly how I'm going to feel about that later on down the road. But for right now, I'm going to send my stuff into SGC. The reason that I say SGC isn't always the best option is because they don't have the subgrades for one, like Beckett does. And I'll tell you what subgrades are. Subgrades are these little different numbers right here that measure different, areas of the card. So the SGC does not have the subgrades. And SGC does not authenticate autographs unless it comes straight from the basically from the dealer. Hang on a second. All right, guys, to be continued.